Let's try this again. What's up, Nick Nation? It's your girl, Kanique, and I am back with another video for y'all today, you guys. And as you can tell by that title, we are on episode 2 of Firm in the Fire podcast, and I am so excited to finally get into this word and finally give y'all what God has been called me to give to y'all and to do. I'm a little nervous, so just bear with me. And I really think that this episode is kind of personal, so it's going to be a little bit of a testimony and also a little bit of what God has put on my heart to give y'all. So yeah, I don't really have many excuses as to where I've been. I'm gonna be completely honest. I've been avoiding, but hence this is why we are in episode 2, which is titled Stop Running from What God Told You to Do. I'm also going to be looking back and forth because I wrote down my segments in here. So yeah. But before we get into this video, do not forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and turn on that post notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And we're on the road to 6K. We're almost there. I'm so excited. So, I told y'all I'm a little nervous, but let's get right into this video. So, stop running from what God has called you to do. I really feel like I can speak on this topic because I kind of just got out of this season. I'm still kind of going through it, but I was really, really dealing with this thing for a while now. And so I really feel like this is the perfect time to kind of give y'all, what God gave me. So, first segment, I kind of just want to be vulnerable and really like just talk about what I feel like running is. And basically the segment is titled Call It Out. So basically, I want to talk about what running means in my definition. So I really feel like running is not just physically running away from something. Running can look like procrastination, overthinking, making excuses, waiting until you feel ready. However, when we do all of those things, we're basically just avoiding, right? So when you feel like you have to wait until you're ready, God wouldn't give you something that you're not ready for. God's not going to put you in a season that you can't bear. God's not going to give you nothing that you can't handle. So it's like when you know the God that you serve, it's really just you making excuses. How are you going to say, God, I trust you. God, I love you. God, I have faith in you. God, I give you my all. God, I give you my yes. But in the background, in your heart, you still have fear. That's not of God. That's not of God. God didn't give you that fear. God didn't give you that anxiety. God didn't give you that spirit of overthinking. So what are we doing? We're running from exactly what God has called you to do. So segment number 2, why do we run, right? So we're going to break this down kind of honest. No, not kind of, real honest. And I don't want to say brutal, but we're going to get to the ugly truth. It is what it is. So I talked about fear earlier, right? So it's a lot of different fears. You could have a fear of a lot of things. I think my biggest fear was in my own personal experience when I was running from what God called me to do. I was fearful of failure. I don't know why I was so scared that God wouldn't provide for me. There's fear of failure. There's fear of judgment. What will other people think, right? There's fear of not being qualified. There's so many things of fear that'll keep you from walking in the promise that God gave you. I was really scared of my fear, my blessing. I was afraid of my blessing, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was very afraid of my blessing because I knew that God gave me the platform. God gave me the blessed hands to do what I was called to do. And then what I'm talking about, what I was called to do was my business, y'all. God literally gave me this gift back when I was 19 years old. Follow me. I was 19 years old in a dorm room chasing something else that I thought was what I was supposed to be doing in life, right? So God gave me this gift. God gave me the blessed idea, the blessed hands, the potential, the personality, the drive, the entrepreneurship. God gave me all of that. That was planted in my life before I even knew Christ. I didn't start giving my all to God until I was in my 20s, but he birthed this gift in me at 19. Follow me. So I kept trying to run. I graduated from college. I kept trying to run to different things. I kept trying to go to this job and go to this job and look at this, how much I'm going to make at this job or what's the benefits at this job. However, my gift was still in front of me. Every single time I had a full-time job, y'all, I was doing nails part-time. I was giving my business a part-time of me when I was looking at secular things, looking at the things of the world. I was looking at the money. I was idolizing money, idolizing benefits, idolizing time off, idolizing all of the things when I couldn't even really give God a thank you for birthing this gift that you gave me because I'm so busy focused on the earthly things. I'm answering to other people, other boss, other employees, and I'm answering all these other things, but I'm not answering to God. Why am I doing all this? Because I'm scared I'm gonna fail. I'm scared I'm gonna go without. Y'all, I've been living on my own since I was 19 years old. 19, the same year that God gave me the gift of entrepreneurship, of doing nails. Granted, I wasn't nowhere where I am now. However, the same year that God gave me that gift is the same year that he also blessed me with living on my own, moving out my parents' house, being in my first apartment, I bought my first car. No, that wasn't my first car. That was my second car. I purchased my second car. Cash, blessed. However, I didn't put my full faith into God. This is where it got tricky. This is where he took me through the valley, y'all. So I'm going through all these jobs. I finally graduated from college at 21, got my degree, didn't know what to do with my degree. I started teaching. That was a curveball. I don't know where that came from. Then I started getting into my degree. I went to this company. I'm not going to mention their name. I went to this company. I was with them for a year and some change. I thought I was on top of the world. The money that I was making was easy money. It was quick money. It was good money. I'm not going to lie to you. However, I was so busy focused on busting my butt to make a check. I'm abandoning the blessing that God gave me. Don't abandon your blessing, y'all. Focusing on the earthly things. Don't abandon your blessing. Don't abandon what God has blessed you with. I need y'all to stay focused. Do y'all hear me? I need y'all to stay focused. Don't abandon your blessing being too focused on what is distracting you from what God has called you to do. Mighty God. Hold on. I'm preaching now. Amen. I didn't put my phone. I didn't even realize I was in my bag like that. But no, seriously. I went through the valley, y'all. Once I thought I gave God my yes. I didn't. Because I noticed I was still worried about where I'm going to live, who going to pay this bill, if I don't get this paycheck if I don't make this amount of clients and da-da-da. My posture wasn't right. I wasn't in a position to receive. Mighty God. Let's move along because fear of judgment. I didn't really care what people think. I still don't to this day. Fear of unqualified. Hints a little bit, but not really. But I say all of that to say, we trust God with the small things. We'll pray to God. God, please help me with ABC, XYZ. However, when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to walking on faith, stepping out on faith, we hesitate. When we ask God for the bigger things, when we're literally called to trust God, we're called to trust God and to focus on God, but we hesitate because we can't see it. But I don't have to see it because I know it's coming. Manifestation. But getting back on track. Running has a cost. Unfortunately, it does. Like everything in this world, it does. When you're running from what God has called you to do, you're going to delay your blessings. You're going to be feeling frustrated. You're going to feel stuck. You're going to feel stagnant, right? You're going to feel disconnected in the spirit. You're going to feel like you're out of alignment. running has a cost. But why sit and run from what God called you to do? You're going to get exhausted. You're going to be physically, emotionally, spiritually exhausted. God has placed these gifts in your hand. God has placed these gifts over your life. Instead, you are choosing to run over it and run over it. Not from it. You're running over it because you're not paying attention to what is in front of you. So when you don't pay attention to say if you're running a race, you don't pay attention to that rock that's in front of you. What you going to do? You either going to trip or you going to run over it. But either way, it's a delay from where you are supposed to be going. So I say all that to say, the cost of running is always going to exhaust you, right? So instead of running, let's look at what obedience look like. This my part. So, of course, you're going to be scared. Absolutely. You're human, right? This is something new. This is something that you cannot see. Again, this is something that you cannot see, right? But how are you going to start something if you don't take the first step? Y'all don't hear me though. How are you going to start something if you can't take a step? God is not asking you to have it figured out. God never said, you figure it out and I'll sit in the background. You're not God, baby. You're not God. Also, you have to realize that nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing is perfect. Stop looking for perfection. That's something that is going to literally make your mind spin in circles. Nothing is perfect. You don't have to be perfect. God never said, come to me perfect. God said, come as you are. Come to me as you are. God already knows his child. He knows you. He knows the things that you desire in your heart. Why are you trying to put on for God? Why are you trying to put, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm talking to myself as well. So if I'm, my demeanor, that's just how I talk. If you know me in real life, this is me being authentic. I'm in there now. I'm in my bag. But you also have to trust that God will equip you. What I tell you earlier, God is not going to give you more than you cannot bear. He's going to make sure that you are fully equipped before he gives you what you are praying for, what you are asking for, what you are seeking. He's going to make sure you're equipped enough to handle the blessing that he's about to give you. God's not going to give you no blessing if you're going to fumble it. No. Why would he? Why would he? Your obedience is not for perfection. It's for, you just need to surrender. That's it. That's all God is asking. Surrender to him. Literally, surrender to him. I'm going to wrap up because I see that we are 13 minutes in, I believe. So I'm just going to wrap up with these closing remarks. God didn't call you because you're ready. He called you because you're willing. Keep that in mind. You're asking for a confirmation, but God already spoke. Why can't you hear him? Last but not least, your comfort is costing you your calling. It's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to get uncomfortable, family, because right now God is not in the position. He's not even in the season of dealing with our comfortability. You think God, you think God is, I'm going to tell you right now, everything comes with a sacrifice. Where you want to get to, I know where I want to get to. I don't care about how comfortable I am. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. I don't care how ugly it gets. I don't care. I'm not in no position anymore. I'm not in any position anymore to play with my calling. I know what I'm supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do in ministry. I know what I'm supposed to do in my life. I know what I'm supposed to do for God. I know what I'm supposed to do in general. I've seen it. I've literally seen an attack over my life. Okay. I had a real encounter with God. I see how costly it can be. I'm in no position right now to fumble anything, any blessing, any prayer that I'm not playing. This is not a season of playing, y'all. It is a matter of literally doing what God has called you to do. The God that we serve, he loves us. He loves us. I don't know what, I've never seen no type of love greater than the love that God has for me, has for you, has for all of us. So It's time to get in position. It's time to get uncomfortable. It's time to stop trying to be perfect. It's time to stop running. I pray that you can channel out the distractions and channel out the noise to hear God's voice, to hear his voice clearly and seek your purpose. God is very intentional. Nothing is a coincidence. And everything happens for a reason, right? We know this. So it's time to get in position. It's time to do what God has called us to do. And I really want you guys to pray for your obedience this week. I've been hearing that lately, obedience. It's very important that we are sensitive to God's voice so we can hear what he has called us to do. And obedience is something that I really feel like is something big, and not even just on myself, but just the people around me and people that I see. So I just want to say thank you again, and be honest with yourself on this week, and just kind of get along with God and do what you have to do. Thank y'all again for watching this video. I don't really know how to wrap up, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best to stay consistent, y'all. I really I am. No more excuses. I'm not gonna run from what God has called me to do. Thank you again, Ignatius, for tuning into this video, and I'll see y'all next time.